This is Selikis Music Official. You are welcome. On this video, let me take you through step by step how you can create your own 6/8 perfect loops for your gigs, for production, for performances. It's going to be industry standard. If you open FL Studio for the first time, just come to your file here, come to new from template, then choose empty. Now let's change the tempo to 140 BPM. In that case, you just right click here, then choose 140 straight from here. That's all, right? So let's import the first sample. That's 140 Kajon Jingle B. Drag and drop it on the track 1. See that? Drop it. Select audio tracks. That's all. Fortunately for us, this sample is having 140 BPM, so there's no need for us to adjust anything. Listen to it. You can see that it works seamlessly. So if you match it with the metronome, it is working. Okay, as soon as it matches with the metronome, it means everything is on point. Let's go in for the second sample. That one, let's choose frame drum brush. Okay, drag and drop it on your track 2, just like that. This particular sample here is having a BPM of 125. How do we make this loop fit into this project? It's very simple. Let's activate the metronome, play it till we hear that it is working. You can see it's not working. Click on this small button that you're seeing. It's called a stretch. Okay, activate it. If you can't do that, just hold on Shift and M to toggle it on and off. That's all. Right, what are we going to do? Let's stretch this sample a little. Let's bring it around this space. You can see it is not settled word on the grid line, so I'll just hold on to my Alt on the keyboard, drag until you see that it is settled on the grid line. Okay, perfectly. So listen to it. That's what I want. Okay, so fit something like this and let's go. Now afterwards, this actually what I need from this particular sample is not the actual loop that I need. Here I only need some kind of texture to blend with the original, the first sample that I'm having here. Okay, so I'm just going to take some stuffs out from this and blend it with this one. Okay, so let me cut the part that I don't need. The starting point, I don't need it personally. So now let's listen to what I'm having here. Okay, so let me disable the stretch, take some part out still. Okay, I need up to this part. I think that is cool. Let me see. Okay, let me cut this part 2 away, duplicate it. Good. So I need something like this. Listen to it. Only this part. Okay, so I'll just select it, Control B, then I make sure I settle it. Okay, so I'm having only this part playing this way. You see that? And I'm blending it with the first sample here. You see that? So this is just a texture, okay, blending with the first loop. So now let's listen. Crazy. So you can bring up the volume a little. Let's go in for the next sample. That is Udu 7. All right, bring it on the track 3, just like that. Okay, then let's listen to it in isolation. This Udu sample here is having 98 BPM. That's 8 original tempo. So how do we make it fit? I only need some few parts. Okay, actually I only need some few parts. I mean some of the first part. Kidding. That's what I need from this sample. So let's first make it fit into this project. How do we do that? Let's stretch it out. So if you want to stretch a sample, just make sure you activate or toggle it on this stretch button here. Let's stretch it. No, it's not working. Bring it back. Good. So at this point it seems it is working quite good. We can thereby cut only the part that we want. That's only the first portion here. So I'll just cut the rest away. So let's see, cut the parts that I don't need, cut them away, and select the stretch again. I'm stretching it for it to fit perfectly on the grid line. Okay, so if I change here from line to 1/6 beat, I have to see that all the samples are fitting on this grid line perfectly. Okay, because this is a 6/8 groove. Okay, so you can see this is matching with the rest. So just the first sample, let's duplicate it. Select it, Control B, then you have your item duplicated. Okay, very good. So we can bring it down. SOACP112 cowbell. Let's bring it on board. That's on track 4. Let's listen to it in isolation. So it means it is having tempo of 112 BPM. How do we make it fit to this project? Very simple. Activate the metronome. Listen. I only need just the first part. I don't need all. Okay, just this part that I need up to here. 10 10 10 10 10 10 10. Okay, now I'm having this sample here, but it seems okay, this one matches perfectly. This part here is not matching, so I'll just cut and align it to the beat. So I'll just cut here, make sure I align it perfectly to the grid line. So I just select C, okay, then cut here, hold on Alt, then drag till it fits perfectly on a grid line. That's how come I've matched it to that transient here. This part as well, we can just cut here, okay, hold on Alt, bring it to the grid line perfectly. That's all. This part as well, okay, since this one is fitting, let's check this one out. Okay, this one too, let's match it. Okay, so this sample here, let me cut the first part to duplicate it here. 10 that's what I want. So let me extend it. No, 10 something like that. Let me select it, duplicate it. So bring it down, match it. Let's import this cowbell right here. Drag and drop it on the track 5. This is what I want. I want you to sound like that kind of 6/8 vibes. Okay, so let me change it to 1/6 beat. Okay, boom. Okay, one sample here, one sample there, then one additional sample here, just like that. Okay, and sample 2 here. So if you want to duplicate a sample, just hold on Shift, drag it to the left, you have a duplicate of it. Okay, hold on shift, then drag the sample to either the left or the right, you have a duplicate of it. Okay, left one sample here. Okay, so we can thereby cut the tail. So this is giving me some kind of salsa vibes. Okay, now we can go and import our next sample at this point. Wordness, let's go in for something that is sounded more like a cloud. Okay, more like a clavi. Okay, at this point we can go in for the next sample, that's clav. Okay, so clav 8, bring it on board, track 6. All right, so this is what I want you. So I want you to sound like ka 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 ka, just like that. Listen to it. Ka ka ka. Okay. Ka ka ka. I'm having this kind of Adwa vibes in this groove. Okay, as I drop my samples on the playlist, I just select it, shift, then drag it to the next position. Okay, so this is quite good. We can bring the volume down by clicking on the track itself, select the gain button, drop it down. I'm having this sample here, let's bring it on board, SOSL180, drag it on track 7. Okay, I only need just the sample out of the loop. Okay, so just cut the part that we need, starting point, and just some few space around here, then cut the rest away. All right, okay, so I want to have it around here. Okay, so it's just one here, one there. This first sample here is having some kind of kick vibes in it. Okay, so if you are a music producer or if you are a sound engineer, bear with me that this kind of frequency is going to conflict with your kick in your mixing process. So let me see a way around it. I'm going to put a Pro Q3 on this track only. Okay, so I can find my way around it. So let me put Pro Q4, that's the latest far filter EQ. It's an update of Q3. You can see I'm filled all this space, and we know that this stuff can compete with either the bass guitar or the kick. Okay, so in order to save yourself from that mess, I will cut here a little, but in this case the cut, I'm not going to leave it in stereo form. I'll right click and choose the stereo placement to be mid. So I'm just cutting the mid side of this part. Okay, only the mid side, so in order not to compete with my kick. I don't know if you get me, it's more of production or mixing stuff. Okay, I'll just cut here. Something little, not too much. Okay, I'm going to be loading MV2. Okay, I'm having this compressor here. I'm just boosting those weaker signals here. You can see some of the signals here are quite weak. With this low level slider here, as I push it up, I'm just boosting those stuffs up. When I bring this high level down, it means those signals that are quite stronger, I'll just bring them down. Now I'm having even kind of audio loop. Okay, so there will be no kind of listen, and doing that, it brings the man in this sample out. Okay, it brings everything, the strength in it out. Okay, that's all. This particular sample, I don't think we need to put EQ on it. At least how it is sounding is good. So let's go ahead and see if we can put MV2 on it to see MV2 stereo. So pushing the down staffs up and bringing the up staffs down, it brings the man in the samples out. Okay. Just like that. So at least I'll be having MV2 on all the samples that I want to bring the man of them out. So in order to save myself from stress, I'll just, in FLC, very simple, I'll just click here. Okay, this MV2 that they are seeing here, I'll just click here. I'll have option to save as preset, and I just drag and drop it on all my tracks. Okay, save. I'll be loading it on all my stuffs here, then I adjust it later, just like that. Okay. Okay, so something like this is a good way to start your stuffs. Okay, what do we do next? I want us to balance the volume. Okay, now in this case, if you are not having studio monitor at your end, the best way to do that is just check your mix in mono. Okay, so how do we do that? I'll just sum here to mono. This is the master track. There's a button right here. I'll just bring it all the way right. In that case, I'll sum everything down to mono. And whenever you sum everything down to mono, you're going to hear clearly how all these elements are behaving themselves in the mix. Okay, so listen to it. Okay. This particular element, let's put EQ on it. It is behaving in a way I don't want it. I just put Pro Q4 on it, cut some stuffs out of it. Okay, so I'll just select low cut. Oh, let me close here. As I said, I only need some kind of texture from it, not everything. Something like this is cool for me. Okay. All right, so something like this, balancing something like this is cool for me. So in my based on your preference, that's how you're going to adjust your stuffs. Okay, this is loop, this is not beat. Okay, so something like this is cool for me. Okay, what I will do next is just go to my master track. There is limiter on it. Okay, so the limiter here, if you don't have it on your master, I'll just go ahead and load Fruity Limiter. It's FL's desktop plugin, Fruity Limiter. Then let me detach it. Click here. Then you select detach for a reason. For monitor sake, I know most of us don't have studio monitors in our home. So if I'm using this Fruity Limiter on my master track, since I've summed everything to mono, I can check whether some of my stuffs are clipping or not. Okay, so this is for the first element. It's not clipping. Okay, it's not clipping. I add the next element. It's not clipping. It seems none of our elements are clipping here, so that's cool. Let me bring the first element down a little. Very good. At this point, we are good to go. We can boost the gain in the limiter for us to see that we've achieved the 0.0 dB. Something like that is cool. So when you export it, it means you're going to have a reasonable volume. Make sure that your loops doesn't go beyond this ceiling here. Okay, so they just the basic way I can show you how you can master these loops. Okay, they just for those of us who don't have studio monitors in our room. Okay, so use this technique to have a reasonable loudness for your loops. Very good. At this point, you can duplicate your loops in order to have a length loop. Okay, in that case, you just hold on Control, drag to select only up to the second bar. As you have seen what I've done, you can just select, choose this select tool here, then select from here to there. Now all we have to do is just hold on to Control B, duplicate to the point where you feel it is okay. Up to this point, I think it's okay for me. If you want to know the minutes or the hours that your loop is going to be, just click on the last part here and look at this part here. You're going to see the time there. This is 2 minutes 21 seconds. So that's how come I know the time that my loop is going to last. Okay, that's all. Then you go ahead, come to file, you go to export mp3, choose where your loop should be. Let me choose music for instance. Set your title. You can add the tempo as so 140 bpm. That's all. Then hit on save. For the tail, I'll cut it. Choose full song, enable master, enable insert effect. That's all. That's what I need to export. Make sure your mp3 bit rate, you increase it to the maximum, then hit on start. That's all. So we're having our loops here. Let's bring it back into FL Studio and see what we did. So we're having something tangible to work on as a 6/8 loop. Okay, there's a loop with a lot of energy in it. It is massive. Okay, at this point, please like the video for me, comment, thank you, God bless you, anything that you can do to support this channel, and also share the link of this video to any group that you find yourself within, and stay blessed. Okay, so if you want this kind of content every day, let me know so I drop more of it. Thank you.